how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is fabulous. So, let's get started with our little Christmas videos, boo-boos. I know we're a little late because, Thanksgiving put us back a little bit. But, we got to get some videos out here. So, let's get started, my little crafty monsters. I know you guys want to get down and dirty, so just give me a second. We are going to be making some cute little Christmas cards because right now is the time that you need to really get down on those Christmas cards because you need to send them out within the next few days. You know that the mail has been super duper late, and so you don't want to risk your recipients not receiving their Christmas cards. So you have to start now, boo-boo. So these are the Christmas cards that we are making today. They are super and simple, and I love how these little cards came out. So we're going to go ahead and use a die that we used for the little Christmas tree, but I'm pretty sure that you guys have a die, a Christmas tree die, or a little paper punch, but you could definitely do this. Now, the little snow hill, well, hello, that's easy to make, my little crafty monsters, so you guys could go ahead and just use your creative mind to go ahead and make that if you don't have a die. These are super simple, super cute little cards. We're going to go ahead and make a few more of those because I need to send out some cards, boo-boo. And yeah, so anywho, let's get down and dirty, boo-boos, because I know you guys want to get down and dirty, and I will see you in a bit. Alrighty then, my little crafty monsters. These are the paper packs that we are going to be using. I did purchase these at Michael's. These are the 12 by 12s that I chose from each one of these paper packs. I went ahead and I just chose a lot of the plaids. A lot of Christmas plaids is what I was basically going for. I wanted those to be the Christmas trees. I don't know, I just felt that that would look really cute. And we're going to go ahead and use some black card base and some red shimmer paper. You guys are going to go ahead and see that. Now, right here, I'm just going to go ahead and cut all the card mats. Now, all of these are different sizes. It's depending on what number mat you're making. So if you're doing the first one, the second one, the third one, and the face of the card, then you could go ahead and just coordinate on that. Now, if you guys want a little bit more details on that, we do have a video that is 101 card base in card making, so you guys definitely check that out. But I'm pretty sure that most of you already know how to make a greeting card, so we're just going to go ahead and cut those down. And on these 12 by 12s, we're going to go ahead and cut these to 6 inches so that they could go ahead and fit into our Sizzix machine. Now, I just chose a bunch of them that I wanted. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and use all of them. However, I do have to make some other cards, so I might make a little bit more of these styles just because I already have that DSP paper cut into 6 inches. So we're going to go ahead and just add some little snow to these backgrounds right here. And I'm going to go ahead and use my little makeup dabber or my little eyeshadow brush, whatever you guys want to call it. I picked these up on eBay and they were like a pack of like 100 for like $1 or something like that. So I use these a lot for the painting. If you guys have been following me, you guys would see that I have used those little makeup brushes. So while we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to go ahead and just pick the white paper from our stash. And this is all scrap paper, guys. This is why I save them, because sometimes you could do a whole project with just scrap paper. And so we're going to go ahead and cut the Stitch Hills by Lawn Fawn out of that white cardstock to make it kind of like a snowy hills. This is a little Christmas die that I purchased at AliExpress, and I'm going to go ahead and just run the Christmas tree through these little designs right here. And we're going to go ahead and cut 2 trees per pattern because we're making 2 cards. Now, like I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and just make a few more of these same cards because I thought they were super duper duper cute. And so I'm going to go ahead and just make some more because we have that extra paper. Now, if you guys don't have this die, you guys definitely could use any other Christmas tree die. You know, they have a lot of them out there, and I know that you guys probably have a Christmas die, or you might have like a paper punch. You guys could definitely use that, and that would just work the same way that I'm doing here. And so I'm just trying to figure out how many trees are going to fit in my little card. Now, I know I'm going to go ahead and cut the edges of the trees that are overlapping. You guys will see when I do that, so you don't really have to worry about them, going outside of your little the face of the card. So we'll cut it down. So right here, we're just going to go ahead and cut these down to 4 1/4 so that they can basically be the size of that face, the face of the card. I call it the face of the card, which is the last mat you use, which is basically going to be the focus point of your whole entire card. So right here, I'm just going to go ahead and use some little post-it note tape to hold that little bad boy down. And then we are going to go ahead and just cut this with our little paper cutter. And this is just so that we can go ahead and get a perfect little measurement on that. So we're just going to go ahead and cut this down. And I'm just going to go ahead and just line this up to my paper cutter and just kind of like cut it. If it needs a little bit more, we're just going to go ahead and just, move it up a little bit. And you will be okay, my little crafty monsters. So we're going to go ahead and do this again. There has to be an easier way to do this. I might just have to cut the actual paper to the size that I want and then just run it through the die. I don't know, I could have probably done that, but Jesse doesn't use his brain all the time, so we're going to go ahead and just continue. So this is how we're going to go ahead and do our little hill. Now, I am leaving kind of a big hill because we're going to go ahead and emboss a sentiment in the very front of this. And because of the colors that we're using, how we're using browns and the blacks and the dark reds and all that, I felt that we should just go ahead and emboss a gold sentiment in the front. So we're going to go ahead and emboss a happy holidays. We're using this little gold powder, and we're going to go ahead and use our watermark ink pad to go ahead and pick up that little powder, and then we're going to hit it with the heat gun. Some of you guys probably already know how to do embossing, so I don't really have to explain to you, but for those of you who are new at this, I go ahead and use a little static pouch, which is this one that we're using now. And this is just so that you don't get all kinds of embossing powder stuck onto your paper. And then when you go and you heat it, it's going to basically stick onto your paper, and that's it. That's it, boo. You can't move it around or you can't take it off. So that's what that little static pouch is for. Now we're just using the little watermark, and then we're going to go ahead and hit that on the paper and then add some little dust and then just shake it around till everything is coated and you see your little sentiment. You'll see it right away. You want to be very careful and not to touch that, because anything that touches that will basically remove the powder, and you're just going to have to throw that away because there is no fixing that unless you turn it around and do the other side. But the stitch is going to be completely wrong, so you don't want to F it up, my little crafty monsters. So now that we have these done, we're going to go ahead and just wipe our little stamp, because that is a habit I want to go ahead and continue having, and put our little stamp away so it's always ready for the next project. Now we're going to go ahead and heat our little heat tool, because that needs to heat up for like a few seconds just so that it gets a little bit warm. Once it gets a little bit warm, we're going to go ahead and hit it in the back, and we're going to hit it in the front, and that basically stops your paper from warping because of the because of the paper that sometimes warps when you put a little bit of heat in it. So that's why I hit it in the back and in the front. Now right here, I'm just going to go ahead and position my little Christmas trees. I'm not really too worried that it touches the snow, because some Christmas trees have like a little a trunk, so basically they're a little elevated over the snow, so don't worry about that. And then we want to go ahead and just let some of that Christmas tree hang over that little card face, because we're going to go ahead and just cut that down. And that's what I was talking about, overlapping and letting it just go ahead and come out. Don't even worry about that, because we're going to go ahead and cut that. I'm sorry about that little scratchy noise. That is my cat trying to come in right now. Let me just let her in. Alrighty then, back to business. So once we have these down on our little card front, we're going to go ahead and just put down our little snow hill. These are super easy and super fast to make, guys. I mean, you guys can't say that you guys can't make any Christmas cards, because these are super easy. And if you don't have the whole embossing technique down, then you don't have to emboss them. Just go ahead and just stamp a sentiment in the front, and you guys are done. So we're going to go ahead and just layer our little layers onto our black card base, and we are going to have to cut another mat to go inside of this card, because this is black and you really can't paint on, well, you can't really write on black unless you do it in a white gel pen. But to avoid you having to go buy a white gel pen in case you don't have one, we're going to go ahead and just put in a white card mat in the inside. I'm just adding some double-sided tape on the back of these card mats, and we're going to go ahead and just attach these. Now, the reason why I didn't add liquid glue is because that red shimmer paper is pretty slick, and once the glue dries, that front mat will basically kind of fall off. So to avoid that, we're using double-sided tape for that one. Anytime I use any kind of slick paper like that, I just go ahead and secure that with double-sided tape instead of using my liquid glue, because I have had experience where it does fall off. So you kind of want to be a little careful on that. Now right here, I'm just looking for some scrap paper, and we're going to go ahead and use scrap paper to go ahead and do the inside mat. That is going to go ahead and serve as our sentiment on the inside. So you could go ahead and write down a message to your guys' recipient and, you know, just say a little bit of kind words and stuff like that. That would work really, really good. So once we go ahead and cut these little bad boys down, we're going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment in the inside of these little bad boys. And then we're going to attach them to the inside of our card. And we are almost completely done with our little project. Now, like I said, boo-boos, you guys could just make a lot of these. These are super duper easy, super little fast little cards that you guys could do, where you don't have to do any coloring. You don't have to do any special cutting except for your little, you know, dies. But then again, you know, your Sizzix machine is the one cutting that. And if you're going to do it through the Cricut or a Silhouette, that's even better because you do less work on that. So you guys could do some bigger cards as well too. You don't have to... Sorry about that. That's Peanut shaking. So you don't have to do the A2 cards. You guys could go ahead and do bigger cards than that, like the A6 or the A7, even the A5. I went ahead and skipped that 5, but I meant to throw that one in there. And anywho, so he's rambling. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just glue the inside of this little mat right here. And how cute are these cards? I really like these cards. I hope you guys try them. Welcome back, my little crafty monsters. That's how easy it was to make these little bad boys right here. So I hope that inspires you guys to go ahead and make some little cards and send them out to your recipients. There's nothing better than to get a little Christmas card to cheer people up. I know right now in this whole pandemic, there's a lot of people who are kind of depressed and feeling a little lonely, not feeling loved. I want to tell you guys that I love all of you, boo-boos. I love you from the bottom of my heart, boo. But there's a lot of other people in your lives that may need a little cheering up. So you never know. You might be making somebody's day by sending them one of these little cards. If you guys go ahead and duplicate these. But if you do any other card, I mean, that will work too. Boo boo. You don't have to do this one. And also, I have a lot of other little Christmas cards that I have on my library of videos. If you guys have not checked that out, definitely check those out. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead and hit that little icon. It's a picture of moi. And we become BFFFFs, boo-boos. And since you're already there, because you're there, boo, you're already there. So, let's not move. Go ahead and hit that little bell icon if you haven't already hit that. That will go ahead and notify you guys every time I upload a new content. You guys do not want to be missing out because we are going to be bringing in some really cute little do-it-yourself Christmas decorations, and that's what our next video is going to be. So stay tuned for that, my little crafty monsters. And I do want to go ahead and go live, so I don't know when I'm going to go live. So I might do a little surprise live. So you guys definitely be checking out your YouTube so that you guys will get notified when I do. And I'm thinking that we're going to go ahead and make some like Christmas little giveaways, easy stuff, and that's what we're gonna do. Well, not giveaways, but like for you to make to give away is what I meant, boo-boo. And so that's it for now, my little crafty monsters. Until next time. Wait. Don't forget to share and tell a friend, boo-boos. This is the time of giving right now, the Christmas spirit. Give them the knowledge that Paper to Masterpiece exists. So go ahead and tell your friends. And that's it for now, my little crafty monsters. Until next time, goodbye.